and I'll support you in growing older while staying healthy, fit, and capable of performing well. Subscribe to my channel. Just follow along with the daily exercises, and then you'll really start to improve. And write to me in the comments, yeah, if you have any questions. My recommendation is to join in the exercise right now. Just swing your arms around like this. I've still got this weighted vest on from my jog. I always run up the Rochersberg in Bingen. But the important thing is just rotate your body. Rotate it as far as you possibly can, right? And then you'll already start to feel your energy flowing. This is usually the first exercise I always start with. It feels good too. But it's important for you to know you must do the exercises you don't like because those are your weak points. I'm telling you this as a Tai Chi practitioner. Yeah, you can do this as long as you want. 1 minute. We do them for 1 minute in the exercise program in the attached video below. And then you can also do it for 3 minutes, 5 minutes. The next exercise, which I absolutely love doing, is for the pelvic floor and your hip mobility. Men tend to lose their hip mobility. Do this for a minute, 2, 3, at least 1 minute, 30 seconds in each individual direction. And then you'll notice how it pinches here. And then you'll know right away that it's a weak point. And if you don't do it, you'll end up like some old men, which you aren't one of course, who suddenly need to get an artificial hip. Well, there's a reason why. I don't want to say why. It could also be due to nutrition for the joints so that they stay supple. I recommend chondroitin to you. And then it's possible that it helps. So these exercises, they prevent joint stiffness. And then you can also do one thing. Try doing some slow squats. That's good for your hips and for the knees. That means you exhale, you go all the way down with your butt down, and then you slowly go back up again and exhale while going down so that you also have room to get down. And here you stay down for a little bit and then you go back up here very slowly. And you do that too 10, 20, 30 times. Take your time. But you also need that so your muscles slowly get used to the fact that they even still exist. Say hello to your muscles early in the morning. That's why you're joining in too. And now on the 10th, 20th time, you just stay down here for a while. And now you shift your leg to the right, then left, right to the left, and then you will notice it pinches there. And if it pinches somewhere or there's a little bit of tension, then you know that's what you need to work on. If you do nothing, then it will get worse. And if you do something, you can stop the process. And then you can also do a figure 8 right here as well. Yes, just do the figure 8 right here. In one direction first, you can do that for 1 minute once again. Change the direction. Yes, that feels really good. Early morning. And then you can also do your push your feet apart from each other more and more and more and more. And then you slowly go back up to the top. The next exercise that I also recommend is a bladder exercise. Many men get prostate issues in the bladder area. Just do this where you bend backwards like this. Just bend backwards like that. And now you do some gentle shoulder movements, very gentle shoulder movements, and slowly. And then you'll notice that tension is also building up somewhere here, probably in the shoulders or here on the side, that you're then cramped up or the muscles are shortened even worse than before. When you do that for about 1 or 2 minutes, and then you do one thing, the arch. I'll just stand sideways like this so that you can see what I mean by that. Then you just go as far as possible backwards and further backwards and stay standing, then stretch your hands so that theoretically a beam could lie here. And that's how you stay standing and try to build up tension here. Here the bladder meridian is stretched so that you always have a strong bladder. This exercise is good for that. The tapping exercise, I mentioned that. It's important that you tap the joints here as hard as it is possible. All of the joints. Do that 10, 20, 30, 50 times and then feel into it for a moment. It's important to also tap the hip here. That is a weak point that most people have. Now for your knees, older men, yes, older men, men from 40 years old. Even I have had clients who have had difficulties with their knees. Then do this movement right here. First, a circular movement here. Circular movement in one direction. Do that 10 or 20 times now. ideally also early in the morning. And feel free to treat yourself to getting up 10, 20, 30 minutes earlier than usual. Now we change the direction. You're doing it for yourself and your health. Every single exercise that you do helps you to avoid or reduce any kind of illness. Like a friend of mine said, he goes to the gym 5 times a week, and that saves him from one diabetes injection. So, and once more in the other direction, and just feel into it. How does your knee feel when you do this alternating exercise here? Then another important exercise that I also do regularly is it's good for the vagus nerve and for the sternocleidomastoid muscle for a stiff and cramped neck. Because when you sit in the car or at the computer all day, your shoulder and your whole neck get cramped up, and that you just stand like this, completely relaxed. And then you do, and now this is important, watch out, most people do this too fast. With the tip of your nose, you draw a horizontal figure 8. Just do it nice and slowly down, up here and down again in the middle, then over here. There should be a nice horizontal figure 8. You can do that 20, 30 times. Then up here again, just switching to the other direction so that you get an impression of all the exercises that I do daily. Yes. Here, it's very important that you do this exercise slowly and feel into it, how it feels for you. For example, after a work day, or if you've been sitting at the computer for a long time, some after just half an hour, you can tap on your temples. Tap on your temples, tap on your forehead and your eyebrows. The whole thing is important for your eyesight. And then tap all over your head. Give it a try. By the way, I've also made a whole video about that. I'm going to make another video specifically for headaches. So subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you'll be informed when new videos come out. And of course, you have to stay informed, right? And then it's important here to rub your eyes. That's also a Tai Chi exercise, right? So that your skin always stays smooth and firm, right? These are also important points here indeed for the eyes. You can feel it here too when you press in, right? And then rub here as well. That's also very, very important for concentration, right? And back here is the vagus nerve point. Here, you rub this one a little bit too. In a circular motion in one direction, then the other. Don't press too hard, otherwise you'll feel pain. That's also an immense pain point. If you press too hard, you'll notice, oops, you can even lose consciousness if you press too. So the vagus nerve reacts very strongly there. By the way, you can also activate the vagus nerve right inside your ear as well. Another exercise. Massage your ears and stroke them from the bottom all the way to the top. Yes, I'll show it in separate video sequences, how you simply massage your ear, and then you will notice exactly what happens here. And finally, here come my absolute favorite exercises that I like to do. And I really love doing this so much. Now for the hold it well, slowly, slowly, slowly. And it's important that the stretching, the hanging follows. This is also an important exercise for your spine. If you manage to do this for 1 minute, your vertebrae will move apart. And it's possible that, as it is often rumored among the Tai Chi masters, a herniated disc can, in fact, indeed be prevented. Yes, you just pull and then I go back a bit. You can also do this at a table or a door frame, leaning forward so that all the front muscles are completely stretched. Or here, nicely, 1 minute each. That too. This is a small excerpt from the Tai Chi exercises, which I don't do every single day. It's just not possible, but which are very close to my heart and which I'm teaching you.